All right, we'll be getting started in about a minute to 2 minutes. Hey, Simon D, welcome. Hey, what's up, Javier? Mission complete, first in the stream. All right, Simon. Getting started in about 30 seconds. Bacon. Oh, I love me some bacon. Haha, perfect, Simon. Perfect. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and get started. With Guess That Balloon. The first person to correctly guess this balloon within 2 guesses will get a point on the scoreboard. Hope everyone's having a good day today. Not a dog. Hey, M&H, welcome back. Playing Guess That Balloon. The first person to correctly guess what I have made will get a point on the scoreboard. 2 guesses per balloon per person. Excuse me. It's more so a desert animal. Camel would be correct. That is a point for Simon. Simon, welcome back and welcome to the scoreboard. Simon D, first point of the stream. And as a former champion, you are entered in as Red and M&H. The most recent introduction to the Hall of Champions. Welcome back as well. Moving on to another round of Guess That Balloon. The first person to correctly guess the balloon that I am making will get a point on the scoreboard. You guys are allowed 2 guesses per player. Let's go. First on the scoreboard again. Simon, you crushed it yesterday. You got like around 30 points or something. Simon, you had just set a new personal best yesterday. That was crazy to see. That was awesome. That was cool. Moving on to another round of Guess That Balloon. First person to correctly guess what I'm making within 2 guesses will get a point on the scoreboard. 2 guesses per player per balloon. All right, we got a little dude with a little bit of a stinger right here. Most people hate them. They live in hives. They make honey. What do we got? I would draw a face, but it would not help. B is correct. First person on my screen who said B would be Javier. Javier, welcome to the scoreboard. As a former champion on this show, you are entered into the scoreboard as Red. Moving on to another round of Guess That Balloon. The first person to correctly guess what I am making will get a point on the scoreboard. Oh no. Oh no. What is going on with this balloon? Hey, that one guy, it is not a worm, it is a dog. First person on my screen who said dog would be Simon. Simon, you're at 2 points. All right, we're going to do another round. One more round of Guess That Balloon, and then we're going to move on to a card game. Moving on to another round. First person to correctly guess what I am making will get a point on the scoreboard. Thank you, Simon. We have this thing that goes on water. Wow. It's a swan. It's a swan. This thing that goes on water. What a horrible description. All right, Simon, that's a point for you for saying swan. All right. We're going to move on to a card game. We're going to go ahead and play Family Feud. Family Feud's a little bit different. Multiple points can be handed out to the players. All right. 5 points can be handed out to the players. And that one guy, welcome to the live game show where I host and keep score. You play by commenting. So how Family Feud works is I'm going to have you guys name something. Up to 5 points can be handed out to the players. You're allowed as many guesses as you would like. 1 guess per comment until I say done. Well, I put done in the chat and you hear the buzzer. You guys ready? Name the part of the body you use the most from the waist up. Many points, up to 5 points can be handed out to the players. Many to 1. Everybody could get a point. There we go. As many comments as you'd like. Whoever just subbed is fireworks for you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop it there. Now, I only give the point to the first person who said an answer on this. So if 2 people say the answer, the first person to say it will get the point. All right, starting up at the top, we have on my screen. We do use my screen to break ties. We use my screen to break ties. All right, let's see. We have technical difficulty. Give me a second. All right, we're back to it. Hey, Olive, welcome. All right, we have Javier said hands. Hands is on here. That's a point for you, Javier. Head. Simon. Head is not actually on here. Never mind. Arms. That's another point for Javier. Javier, you're at 3. Simon, brain is on here. That's another point for you. You're at 4. Javier said mouth. Mouth is on here. Another point for you. The only one left was eyes. If anybody said eyes, they will get the point. Simon, you said eyes. You're going to get the point. And you're at 5. Javier at 4. All right, that was a good round. We're going to move on. Olive coming. Welcome to the live game show where I host and keep score. You play by commenting. All right, we're going to move on to another round. I think you did, Simon. I think you said eyes. Yeah, I saw eyes. I gave you the point. We're going to move on to another round of Family Feud. Up to 5 points can be handed out to the players. Up to 5 points can. Hey, Richard. Hey, I hope you're feeling better. I saw your comment right before I went live. I hope you're feeling better, bud. We're going to move on to another round of Family Feud. Richard is a former champion. Up to 5 points can be handed out to the players. Name something people do while driving that they know they shouldn't. Snowy, we like to keep it a family-friendly environment. Hey, Lowell Man, welcome to the live game show where I host and keep score. You play by commenting. All right, let me go ahead and read. Drink. Drink is on here. There's a point for Simon. You're at 6 points. Eat. Eat and drink was on one line. Sleep. Oh, I hope nobody does that. Calls. Talk on phone is on here. M&H, welcome to the scoreboard and welcome back. M&H is a former champion. You are entered in as red. All right, that is all the points that are going to be handed out. Moving on. Hey, Ref Wolf, welcome back. Fractured your leg. Oh, that's always a rough one. Oh, man. Well, at least you've got the stream to keep you a little occupied, huh? All right, we are going to play. We're going to move on to Blurt. Blurt is a fan favorite. Blurt is where I read the dictionary definition for a word. The first person to tell me the correct word will get a point on the scoreboard. We're only going to do one word at a time. We usually do two, but we're only going to do one now because we have a lot of people in. First person to tell me the word to this definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The son of a king or queen. Prince would be correct. Ref Wolf, welcome back, and as a former champion, you are entered in as red. Welcome back to the scoreboard. Yeah, I think it's been long enough since we've played Guess the Sport, so we could play it. We'll play Guess the Sport in a few rounds of Blurt. Oh, Ref Wolf, that sounds rough. Moving on to another round of Blurt. Blurt is where I read the dictionary definition for a word. The first person to tell me the word gets a point on the scoreboard. The hair that grows on a man's face. It is not beard, it is not mustache. The hair that grows on a man's face. It is always one word. Starts with a W. These are also on cats' faces, and I think it's not hair. Dogs have them too. Cats have them for, I've heard, balance. Whiskers, correct. There's a point for Ref Wolf. Ref Wolf, you're at 2 points. Moving on to another round of Blurt. We're going to play 2 more rounds of Blurt, and then we're going to move on to Guess That Sport. Blurt is where I read the dictionary definition for a word. The first person to tell me the correct word will get a point on the scoreboard. Someone who designs buildings and supervises their construction. Ref Wolf, I think you just had a typo, but I'm okay with typos, so Ref Wolf, I'm going to give it to you for architect. Next definition. A roof in the shape of a hemisphere. A roof in the shape of a hemisphere. Dome would be correct. That is a point for Javier. Javier, you're at 5. As per requested, we will play Guess That Sport. We currently have just former champions on the board. Nobody's in the lead for entering the Hall of Champions just yet, but this is a 2-hour stream. We'll be streaming at least 2 times today, and I think 3 or 4 tomorrow, and 2 to 4 on Monday. Riffle, what is that? The Old Firm? Is that a movie? I don't watch movies. All right, we're going to play Guess That Sport. The first person to correctly guess the sport that I'm describing will get a point on the scoreboard. You need to have strength. You need to have stamina. This is done in a ring. Attack and defense are common terms in this sport. It's almost always done inside. The ring is circular on a mat. There's no equipment beside. This is a single 1-versus-1. Wrestling is correct. That is a point for Olive. Olive, welcome to the scoreboard. And Olive, it looks like this is the first time you've earned a point on this game show, which means congratulations. After the show, you're adding your name to the Hall of Fame, where once you enter, you never leave. Oh, Ref Wolf, that sounds cool. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm having a slight technical difficulty. A lot of technicality, too. Give me 1 second, and we will continue. My screensaver's going off every 3 minutes, and I need to change that. All right, back to it. Sorry about that. Olive, welcome to the game show. All right, we're going to play another round of Guess That Sport. The first person to correctly guess this sport will get a point on the scoreboard. Ooh, this is going to be a tricky one. You need to have strength, and you need to be able to throw this thing a very far distance. The thing that you throw is a spear. You play it by yourself against somebody else. Javelin would be correct. It is a javelin throw. Simon, it looks like you're the first person on my screen who guessed it. That is a point for you, Simon. Guys, I have new games I'm developing behind the scenes for the show. They'll take some time to be able to come in, though, just because I want to fluff them out a little bit before we put them on. Moving on to another round of Guess That Sport. First person to correctly guess this sport will get a point on the scoreboard. If you're afraid of heights, this would be very hard. You need a lot of strength, and you need a rope to do this. You also need a carabiner. Rock climbing is correct. That is a point for Javier. That is a point for Javier. Moving on to another round of Guess That Sport. The first person to correctly guess this sport will get a point on the scoreboard. This is done barefoot. You need to be pretty strong. And this is one of the sports where you're probably going to want to go to a buffet before you start. And every single meal, every single day, you got to gain weight. You don't really want to lose weight for this. Sumo is correct. Sumo is correct. There's a point for Javier. Moving on to another round to Guess That Sport. First person to correctly guess this sport will get a point on the scoreboard. You need to have the strength to throw a ball farther than your opponent. This is a track and field sport. Shot put is correct. Shot put is correct. Ooh, I guess I realized there could have been many that you throw a ball in. But Ref Wolf, you got it. Ref Wolf has a point for you. Ref Wolf, you're at 4. All right, we're going to move on from Guess That Sport. All right, we are going to play Justifiable Thoughts. We are going to play Justifiable Thoughts. How Justifiable Thoughts is I'm going to have you guys, I'm going to give you guys a topic, and you have to give me an answer that starts with a random letter that I give you. The letter will be different every round. So will the topic. Either your word or your sentence must start with the letter. All right. Name something you would hate for the person next to you to have in a movie theater, starting with the letter B. Name something you would hate the person next to you at a movie theater to have, starting with the letter B. Oh, Richard, you said beans. I would agree with beans, because if they're sitting there farting for the duration of the movie, that would be unfortunate. Baby, ooh, that's a good obvious one. A badminton. Oh, man. A bone. Ref Wolf, did you just spell phone wrong? All right, who said beans? That'd be Richard. You definitely get the point for beans. Welcome to the scoreboard, Richard, and as a former champion, you are entered in as red. Ooh, Olive, that was a good answer, too. Body odor would have also been bad. All right, True Hero, welcome to the live game show where I host and keep score. You play by commenting the 3 key principles where we want to keep it fair, we want to keep it fun, and we want to keep it friendly. So we want people of all ages to be able to come here and have a good time. An appropriate time. Name something famous, starting with the letter F. Name something famous. Hey, Crazy Vlogs, welcome back. Name something famous, starting with the letter F. Football. That is a point for Ref Wolf. All right. Let's hopefully get some more people on the scoreboard with this. We're going to move on to Family Feud, how Family Feud works. As I have you guys name something. You're allowed as many guesses as you would like until I put done in the chat with the buzzer. You're allowed one guess per comment, as many comments as you would like. Name a type of business you go to that seems to have the rudest employees. Go ahead. Name a type of business you go to that seems to have the rudest employees. The answers are lenient, so if something you said matches very closely or exactly matches one of the lines here, you'll get a point. Up to 7 points can be handed out to the players. All right, we're going to go ahead and put done in the chat. No more answers will be accepted under when I said done. Tow truck was not on here. Karen is not a business. Fast food. Restaurant is on here. I'll give it to you for that. Ref Wolf, you're getting the point there. McDonald's point was already given out to restaurant, your kitchen. DMV is on here. That is a point for M&H. You're at 2. When you say service station, I assume you mean gas station. However, Richard, you being from the UK, you might call it differently than we do here. Give me a second, I'm going to Google it. Oh, looks like that's what you guys call service stations. All right, Richard, you get the point. I do have an audience all over the world, so I try not to do U.S.-specific things, and sometimes I just have to Google things from other... Well, I mean, that's still English, but I'm just not used to it. UK's English. Pub. Is a bar on here? If it's not, it should be. No, it's not, but I would agree. Gas station, the point was already given out. Hotel. No. Richard, another point for Superstore. You're at 3. A prison. Oh, man. That's a rough one. That is not on here. Some of the other answers were bank and post office. Bank and post office. Nobody got the points for that. Welcome back, Javier. All right, we're going to continue on. We're going to continue on. Ooh, we're going to play one more round of Family Feud before we move on. Up to 4 points can be handed out to the players. Karen is a business. Moving on to another round of Family Feud. The first person to say an answer on this card will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 4 points can be handed out. There are 4 answers. Name a household chore that is literally a 4-letter word. Name a household chore that is literally a 4-letter word. There are 4 answers. Timing, I can't search too much while I'm actively reading the cards and playing. I'm going to have no lenience with this card, though, because it says a 4-letter word. So I'm going to have no lenience, and your 4-letter word must exactly match this one. And you guys look stumped, so I'll go ahead and stop it soon. All right, Ref Wolf. Hope to see you back another time. I'll be doing it all weekend. All right, we have the answers on here were dust, wash, cook, iron. Olive, you said wash. You're going to get a point. Olive, you're currently in the lead for entering the Hall of Champions at 2 points because all the red names are our former champions. So you got the point for wash. And then we have what? Cook, iron, and dust left. I think only somebody said... Did nobody say cook? Oh, Simon, you said cook. I missed it. My apologies. I thought somebody said cook. And then I think somebody said dust, and I don't think anybody said iron. Javier, you said dust. All right, Ref Wolf, take care. Oh, Crazy Vlogs, you said I did cook. I'm checking. Oh, Crazy Vlogs, you did say cook, but Simon said cook way before you on my screen. I'll go ahead and pop it out and show you. Oh, you said never mind. Okay. Cool. Cool. Yep. Hey, Daniel, welcome to the live game show where I host and keep score. You play by commenting. All right, guys, we are going to move on to, we're going to play a round of Battleship. We're going to play a quick round of Battle, well, that's not too quick, but we're going to play one round of Battleship real quick, up to 29 points. No, this is a family-friendly environment. Family-friendly. We want to keep it fair, we want to keep it fun, and we want to keep it friendly. Family-friendly environment. We have people of all ages here, from literally 7-year-olds to 70-year-olds. So I don't know if anyone's 70. I know there's been some 50 and 60-year-olds, but like all ages. People come in here with their partners, their roommates. We've had parents and kids come into play. So keep it family friendly. Yep, because it's a game night. We want everyone to have fun. So we're going to move on to Battleship. Battleship is where you guys have to guess where I hid my battleships on this 10x10 battleship grid. The grid is labeled, the columns are labeled 1 through 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The rows are labeled A through J. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. You must pair a letter with a number, guessing where I hid my battleship. For example, you could say A1 or J10. Go ahead and start. You are allowed as many guesses as you would want. 1 guess per comment. The first person to hit that part of the battleship will get a point on the scoreboard. Yeah, Simon, I didn't clarify that yet. I need to start that next time with saying that. Many guesses as you want. Go, go, go. We're going to stop it right there. I'm only accepting the answers above when I said done on my screen. I'm only accepting the answers above when I said done on my screen. And we are done. All right, I'm going to go all the way back to the top, and we're going to read and see if anybody got any points. We have F6, miss, D4, hit. And I do have to, give me a second, I do have to mark it. Only the first person who hits that part of the ship will get the point. That is a point for Crazy Vlogs. Hey, Crazy Vlogs, I know I saw you in here yesterday, but it doesn't look like you ever got a point. So welcome to the scoreboard for the first time. You have to add your name in. And Crazy Vlogs, I remember you from yesterday, but it looks like this is the first time you're earning a point on this game show, which means congratulations, I will be adding your name to the Hall of Fame, where once you enter, you never leave. You are the 158th person, I think, to enter the Hall of Fame. All right, continuing on. A6, miss. B3, miss. A5, hit. That is a point for Javier. B6, miss. A3, hit. That is a point for Richard Green. Oh, sorry, Richard. I almost forgot to give you your point. B5, miss. A1, hit. That is a point for Simon. Simon, you're at 9 points. Continuing on. B8, miss. C5, miss. A2, hit. That is another point for Simon. Simon, you're at 10. F6, miss. D5, miss. D7, miss. J7, miss. E5, miss. A3, hit, but it was already a hit. I only give the points out to the first person to hit it. F5, miss. D8, miss. C2, miss. G5, hit. That is a point for Javier. Javier, you're at 10. G2, hit. That is a point for M&H. H6, miss. A4, hit and sunk. Nothing extra is worded for sinking, but I do let you know that is a point for Simon. You're at 11. H5, miss. D7, miss. I5, miss. H6, miss. A5, hit, but it was already a hit. J5, miss. C4, hit. That is a point for Javier. You're at 11. C9, miss. I2, hit. That is a point for Richard. You're at 5 points. Continuing on. A6, miss. J7, miss. B8, miss. J10, miss. A7, miss. A9, miss. A1, hit, but it was already a hit. A7, miss. A10, miss. F6, miss. D7, miss. A9, miss. A5, hit, but it was already a hit. D10, hit. That is a point for Javier. J3, miss. F3, miss. A1, hit, but it was already a hit. D3, miss. I4, miss. Last one. D9, miss. Ooh. Technical difficulty. Sorry. All right. There's still over half the points left to get given out. We'll probably do one more round of this later. Many points were given out that round. Many points were given out that round. All right. Crazy. Well, I'm glad you're back to play. Continuing on. All right. We're going to Wait, was C10 one? Simon, I'm going to be honest, that's a very, very hard game for me to go back. That is a very hard game for me to go back and check answers for, so I have to just diligently be mindful in the moment. I'm going back, and you did not say C10 above when I said done. So we're going to continue on. All right, we're going to play Justifiable Thoughts. This is where I give you guys a category, and you, the first person to tell me a word or a sentence starting with the letter that I give that makes sense with the category, we'll get a point on the scoreboard. Name something you would bring to a beach starting with the letter A. Apple. Simon, that's a point for you. M&H, you were a close second. All right, playing another round of Justifiable Thoughts. Name something you would hate to find in a swimming pool while you're swimming, starting with the letter S. All right, socks. I would agree with that. Retro Frog. I would also hate to find socks in a swimming pool because I know how nasty some of them can get. Retro Frog, welcome to the live game show where I host and keep score. You play by commenting. I'm going to go ahead. A shark would also suck. M&H was that would have been a good second. Retro Frog, welcome to the scoreboard. Also, Retro Frog, I haven't seen you before. It looks like this is the first time you've earned a point on this live game show, which means congratulations. I will be adding your name to the Hall of Fame, where once you enter, you never leave. We have about 159 people in the Hall of Fame. There's 159 people who have ever earned at least 1 point on this game show. And whoever earns the most points by the end of the stream enters the Hall of Champions. Everybody who's red is a former champion. Everybody who's black is competing. A black name is competing to enter the Hall of Champions. One person enters every stream. I will be doing at least 2 streams today. Welcome. All right. Name something that would make a bad cleaning supply. So, yeah. Name something. Hold on, let me word that better. I'm sorry. Name something you shouldn't use to clean something with. How do you word that? Yeah, name something you shouldn't use to clean with. Starting with the letter C. A carrot. A cat's. Custard. A carriage. These are great answers. All right, they're all acceptable. Simon, keep it appropriate. They're all acceptable. First person with a C answer would be Retro Frog. That is 2 points for you. Can you imagine just taking a cat and cleaning up a spill that the cat probably made, knowing cats? Name something you would find in the backpack of a high schooler. Name something you would find in a high schooler's backpack. Starting with the letter B. Retro Frog, it is a point for you. For book. I'm sorry, M&H. I realized I didn't say a letter fast enough, so you guys probably just thought that was the thing. Remember, we want to keep it fair, fun, and friendly environment. All right, name something. Name something that would never love you, starting with the letter L. Name something that would never love you. Starting with the letter L. A leopard. All right, a leopard could love you if you raised it. Same with any animal. An animal could love you if you raised it. Simon, I don't know what you mean by if you mean loser. That is also not acceptable. Leaf. A leaf cannot love you. I'll give the point to you, Crazy Vlogs. Because you could raise an animal, any animal from loser. Yeah, no, you could definitely, a loser can definitely love somebody. Which, by the way, you're not a loser or anything. You just keep going. Just don't quit. How can a loser love you? Oh, wow. I don't know how to say this in nice terminology. All right, I'll just say it bluntly. Let's say your partner is a loser in your own definitions. I don't use that word. It's not in my vocabulary. I don't call people that. But let's just say your boyfriend or girlfriend is a loser and they love you. Therefore, one can't. I personally don't like to use that word, though, because as long as you keep going and you keep learning, you can get to where you want to go. Now, however, a leaf cannot love you, so I gave the point to Crazy Vlogs for the leaf. I don't use the word, but you did ask how it's possible, so that would be it. Name something that can hold liquid, starting with the letter T. Name something that can hold liquid, starting with the letter T. A trash bag could hold liquid. A toilet. A tarp could. A teacup. Paki Rahu, welcome back. A tub, yep. All right, trash bag. Retro Frog, you're going to get the point for trash bag. Oh, Retro Frog, you're currently in the lead for entering the Hall of Champions at 4 points, followed by Olive and Crazy Vlogs tied with 2. Welcome back, Paki Rahu. All right, we have about 8 minutes till the break. We are going to add in, where did he type trash bag? Above where you typed toilet. I will show you real quick. I will show you, because we do use my screen to break ties and disputes. On my screen, so I'll make sure that this is okay. We have Retro Frog said trash bag, and then Simon, you said toilet. All right. Moving on. You can't see it on your screen either. That's weird. Well, I'm glad it is at least on my screen, so that I'm getting everyone's answers. That's weird. Name something. Did I say Ref Wolf? Did I say Ref? Oh, my bad. Retro Frog said trash bag. I might have said Ref Wolf, but Retro Frog got the point for trash bag. Name something you cannot fold, starting with the letter R. Name something you cannot fold. Starting with the letter R. A rake. I would agree with that, because if I think of any rake, like any part of the rake, like the handle, if you try to fold it, you just snap it, and that's not really folding it. A road? Yeah, you definitely can't fold a road. Oh my god. Retro Frog isn't shown on your screen? That's weird. Retro Frog is shown on mine. Retro Frog got the point for rake. 5 points, Retro Frog. Should be Invisible Frog. Name something that helps with cooking. Starting with the letter L. Simon, did you say a leaf? You meant a leaf. I will give it to you for a leaf because I'd be lying if I said a leaf didn't help me on the Appalachian Trail when I hiked because I've had to use leaves to collect water for boiling. I've actually, when I was hiking on the Appalachian Trail, the stream coming from the mountain was so thin sometimes that you had to get just the smallest waterfall, and you'd have to take a little leaf and use it to funnel this small stream big enough to where it could drip into a cup. And so I have had to use a leaf to get water so I could boil for cooking. Simon, I will give it to you. And of course, there are leaves that you do eat. Well, not really eat, more for looks, but basil leaf, yeah. All right. Name something that would not help you cook. Starting with the letter C. Welcome back, Javier. I agree, a car would not help you cook, Retro. I will give that point to you. A car would not help you cook. Although arguably, it is called justifiable thoughts. I don't know. Can somebody cook an egg on a really hot car in like a desert? I don't know if they can or can't. But either way, I guess that's not really... Yeah, we're going to give it to you for car. Oh, that's fair, Javier. That would not help. I do see Retro. Javier, do you see Retro's answers? No. You could cook using its battery. You've seen it done in Arizona. All right. If you've seen it done, then that means it was justified as it could be done. We're looking for some ways it can't. Got to take the point away from Retro. What was the next answer? Cats. Oh, yeah. No. M&H, you get that. Cats can definitely not help you cook. They just get in the way. You can see Retro, but some people haven't. So you are right. I'll give it to transfer the point. Out of fairness, we want to keep it fair, fun, and friendly. Name something that would make an uncomfortable hat, starting with the letter H. Sorry, Retro, we just got to try to keep it fair. All right. Excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you. We have Retro Frog said ham. A ham would definitely make an uncomfortable hat. So many of you guys said ham. Hockey stick, hay, a hog. Oh, can you imagine just a hog sitting on your head? Yeah. Retro Frog, you get the point for that. Thank you. Hogwarts from Harry Potter. Yeah, a whole castle on my head. That would make a horrible cat. Name something you would hate to erupt from a volcano that isn't lava, starting with the letter A. Name something you would hate to erupt from a volcano, starting with the letter A. Ash. Ads. Aprons. All right, Ash going everywhere. Retro, I'll give it to you. These are justifiable thoughts, so they can be real, they can be fantasy, they can, as long as it fits the sentence. If you would have said apricots, or even that could have, because those things hitting you in the head from that far would probably hurt. Who was the first one to say it? A Retro Frog. Ash. Ash makes sense. Retro Frog, you're going to get the point. Arms. Ooh. That'd be a rough day. That'd be a rough scene to look at. All right. Name something you would find. Name something you would find. We're going to skip that one. We're going to skip that one. Name something you would find in a forest. Name something you would find in a forest, starting with the letter F. Sorry, Simon. Hopefully come back another time and maybe the connection will be a little bit better. M&H, you got the point for frog. M&H, where are you? Right there, you're at 5 points. Name something you could find on a yacht, starting with the letter L. Could you find leaves on a yacht? Yeah, I guess they have plants and stuff, and some are freaking huge. That's another point for crazy vlogs. You could find leaves on a yacht. When they dock, they could fall on. You would find ladies. You would find lunch. Light, you would find light. All right, guys, that is officially we're halfway done with the show. We're going to go on our 5-minute halftime break. How it works is halfway through the show, I take a 5-minute break. At the start of the gong, the 5 minutes starts. At the sound of the gong, the 5 minutes starts. At the sound of the air horn, the 5 minutes is over. So this is the official halfway point. To be honest, that was for the last question. Oh. But it works so good, though, crazy. All right. I don't know what Lopes is. Thank you, Crazy. I like your fairness. We're not starting the break yet. My apologies. Well, it'll be started once this is solved. I mean, we're not playing any more points, but I don't know what Lope is, so I'm not going to give you the point. I don't know what a Lope is or Lopes. Javier, you're going to get the point for ladies then. Crazy Vlogs, I really, really appreciate your honesty. Thank you so much. We want to keep this fair, fun, and friendly, and that is very fair, and so it is very respectful and appreciative of you, to be honest. So, Javier, you would find ladies on a cruise. All right, now we're going to start the 5-minute break. At the sound of the gong, the 5 minutes begins. At the sound of the air horn, the 5 minutes is over. We have about 55 minutes left in the show. We have about 50 left when I get back. And I do keep a stopwatch on me so I can respect you guys' times. I'll be back right in 5 minutes, starting now. Hey, it's Shannon. I host the games and keep score while you play them by commenting. If you would like to support the channel and enter the Hall of Supporters, my Cash App is Shannon1742. My PayPal and Venmo are mindfuldiscovery@yahoo.com. These should be pinned in the comments. If you are interested in any of the games played on this show or the props used, I have affiliate links in the description. I earn a commission for each product bought at no extra cost to you. Another way you could show support is by purchasing my book, Beyond Solitaire, 52 Unique One-Player Games. This is a book on learning the rules for 52 solitaire-type card games with various levels of difficulties, chance, and skill. I wrote detailed instructions for new and experienced players to be able to learn these games, along with setup pictures for examples. Beyond Solitaire, 52 Unique One-Player Games is available on Amazon as a paperback book and on the Kindle store. It is also enrolled in the Kindle Unlimited program. We have a minute left in the break. Who will enter the Hall of Champions tonight? The three key principles for this game show: we want to be fair, we want to have fun, and we want to be friendly. I personally want to thank this community and everyone in the Hall of Fame for helping develop this positive game show experience. Hey, Ethan, welcome back. Yes, M&H is back again. Ethan, welcome back. All right, we've got about 50 minutes left until the new champion is announced. I'm going to go ahead and read the scores. I like to do that when I get back from the break. Amongst the former champions, we have Simon D with 13, Javier with 13, M&H with 5, Ref Wolf 6, Richard Green with 5. Amongst everyone else competing to enter the Hall of Champions, which is not announced until about 55 minutes from now, Olive has 2. Crazy Vlogs has 2. Retro Frog has 7. Retro, you're currently in the lead, but don't get comfortable because it's not announced till it's announced, and we've had it go down to the wire before. All right. I do like to start the break off softly, allow people to be able to come back in. So we're going to play a couple rounds of Guess That Balloon. The first person to correctly guess this balloon based off the clues and the hints that I give will get a point on the scoreboard. 2 guesses per balloon. Your username used to be Crazy Olive. That's funny. Oh, Crazy Vlogs, I appreciate your honesty. Remember, Ethan, you only get 2 guesses per balloon. I appreciate your honesty earlier with the point. That was pretty cool. And that's something we're trying to aspire for. Alright, it is a dragonfly would be correct. Dragonfly would be correct. First person on my screen who said dragonfly would be, hey, Kellen, welcome back, Kellen. First person to say dragonfly on my screen would be M&H, I believe. Yep. M&H, you are at 6 points. Kellen, I'll just catch up real quick with the scores of everybody competing into the Hall of Champions. Since you sorry, I just had technical difficulty. Since you are competing, Retro Frog is in the lead with 7 points. Crazy Vlogs has 2. Olive Cummings has 2. We have about 47 minutes left. We have about 47 minutes left until we announce who is the new champion. Moving on to another round of Guess That Balloon. You guys are allowed 2 guesses per balloon. 2 guesses per balloon per player. The first person to correctly guess will get a point on the scoreboard. Oh, I'm glad. Yes, it is a dog. I did not twist the legs enough to that. Fine, you guys got it. First person on my screen to say dog would be Retro Frog. All right, we're going to do another round. It seems like we got a lot of people in here. We're going to do one more round of Guess That Balloon, and then we're going to move on. One more round of Guess That Balloon, and then we're going to move on to guesses per player. Per balloon, per player. The first person to correctly guess what I'm making will get a point on the scoreboard. All right, what do we got? The tail's pretty accurate. It is a mouse. It is a little mouse. Who said mouse first on my screen? That would be Richard. Ethan, you're a close second. Richard, you're at 6 points. Hey, Jaden, welcome back, Jaden. Welcome back. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on. We're gonna move on to another round of justifiable thoughts. This is where I give you guys name something, starting with a certain letter. I give you guys a category, and your answer must start with the letter that I give. It could be a word or a sentence, but it must start with the letter that I give. Name a game, starting with the letter G. Name a game. Thank you for that, Crazy. No problem, Jaden. Golf. Retro Frog, you said golf first. I appreciate you. I used to write it on here, and then I always forgot to erase it, so I started putting it in here, and now I forget to change it. So, yeah, all right, good enough. GTA would have worked. Yes, Jaden has been here a few times. Moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. Name a liquid you would hate to swim in, starting with the letter M. Name a liquid you would hate to swim in. Mustard. Hey, Dot. Welcome back. Yeah, I buzzed my hair. Mustard, I'll give the point to Retro Frog. Oh, mucus would be disgusting. Milk, too. Ugh. Monkey blood. Richard, are you okay? Oh, it was... Well, it started with an M, so if that was first, I would have given it to you, because I would have also hate to swim in that mayonnaise. Oh, my God. Retro Frog gets it first, giving me the first M answer. You guys all had good, goofy answers. Retro Frog, you're at 10 points. Name an electronic you would find in a household starting with the letter L. I like these answers too. Lamp. That is a point for Ethan. Oh, Ethan, welcome to the scoreboard and welcome back. I did cut my hair. Ethan, I saw you a few times, and I know you entered the Hall of Fame last night. Currently entered in as black to compete to enter the Hall of Champions. Welcome back. I've seen you, I think, a few streams now. Is lava lamp an electronic? Yeah, you plug it in. I would consider it one. I'd consider anything you'd plug in to be one. I don't know if that's the official definition, but I would say so. But yeah, you plug them in. All right. Name something that should not be a kid's toy, starting with the letter M. A monkey. I'd agree with that. A monkey should not be. Jaden, we are trying to keep this appropriate. So, that'll be a warning. Retro Frog, you said monkey. As you're not incorrect. You're not incorrect on your answer. We are still trying to keep it a family-friendly environment. No, you're good. Your answer was not wrong, but we're just keeping it family-friendly. All right. I am lenient with mistakes as long as, as long as people make mistakes. We're good. We're good. And you've been here a few times, so I'm pretty confident you can respect the fair, fun, and family-friendly environment. Name a country starting with the letter C. Name a country starting with the letter C. Colombia. What is the point for? Retro. Name something you should not name your child, starting with the letter N. Dot, that is awesome. Name something you should not name your child, starting with the letter N. Noodle. Dot, what do you stream about? We're going to give the point to Noodle. Dot, that is awesome. That is awesome. Good luck. So glad my name's not Noodle. Richard, you just said Nick. You just said a normal, average name. My buddy named Nick would like that because he goes off of his last name. So that's funny that you just said Nick. That's yeah, I'm sure Javier's laughing at that too. That's a funny one. That's a really funny one. Javier, you get the point for Noodle. Dot, I wish you the best. Not trying to show your face. Hey, fair enough, Dot. There's a lot of faceless channels on YouTube that do pretty well. I wish you the best of luck. That sounds awesome. You heard it wrong. Was drinking your coffee. That's funny. Name something that makes you look cool, starting with the letter C. Name something that makes you look cool. Cars? All right, Retro, I'll give you that point. Sorry to all the Nicks out there. Retro, you get the point for that. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Oh my God. Name something that doesn't make you look cool, starting with the letter B. Cool stuff. Oh, body odor would take that back. However, you can't see it, though. You know what, Ethan? I'd say blood in certain scenarios can make you look cool. The Warriors used to. Retro Frog, I would say body odor, but you can't see it. Blood does, because Warriors used to put it on their face, but then also there are some scenarios, like if you're in MMA, and sometimes it can look cool. Sometimes it can look cool after a fight. Bruise definitely doesn't make anybody ever look cool, so I'm going to go ahead and give that to Richard. A bruise never makes somebody look cool. What is a brokerage? Like a brokerage account? Brokerage. I don't know what brokerage is. There's like brokerage accounts. Javier, you would have gotten the point for bad hygiene. Well, A, if you were first, and B, if you could see it. Booze. I would have given the point to booze, too. I'm glad I don't drink anymore. That was one of the best things I did for my mental health. I did give the point to Richard Green for saying bruise. I think blood could make somebody look cool in certain scenarios and contexts, certain contexts. But a bruise, I don't think I've ever looked at somebody like, wow, that's a cool bruise. Ooh, name a pet peeve starting with the letter P. That is something that annoys you, by the way, if you don't know what a pet peeve is. Have a good one in Crazy Vlogs. Pet hair. Ooh, that's a good one. Picking on people's good one. Peeing, poo, that's a good one. That's fair. Pet hair, Javier, the first one to say it. Name the worst place to propose to somebody, starting with the letter B. Burger King wins. A basement, a bathroom. Oh my God. Burger King, Javier, you're the first one to say it. Say something with a B. Oh, Richard, people propose on the beach all the time. A bummer's home. A Burger King, a basement, a bathroom. These are good. These are good. Oh my God. Will you be my burger queen? All right, you know what? I might have to take Javier's point away now. That was pretty good. I could see that working. No, I'm still going to... Oh, man. You know what? Dang. Will you be my burger queen is smooth. I'm so sorry, but that's now no longer the worst place. That is... There's some really fat couples out there that's going to work for someone. I'm taking the point away from Javier. What was the next guess? Basement. That's going to be the worst place. Retro, you get it. I'm sorry, but you know what? Will you be my burger queen would not work on most people, but I am sure there are people it would work on and they would say yes. That's fair. I think people have done it. Oh my God. Put the ring in the burger. Oh my God. No, don't put the ring in the burger. You know people have at McDonald's and Taco Bell? Wow. Retro Frog, you justified his answer as actually being a good answer, so it didn't count. So you got the point for saying basement. Oh my God. Bathroom was also a really good answer. Horrible, horrible place to propose would be a bathroom. My ex-wife, now that I think about it, proposed to me in a Dunkin' Donuts while the worker was mopping next to us. So, I don't even know why I'm over here laughing, making fun of other people. Oh, no, that's sad. Dunkin' Donuts. That is not Riz. That was just... Name a good way to lose weight, starting with the letter T. Or name a way you can lose weight. Now, we'll keep it to the original. Name a good way to lose weight. Trail runs. She rizzed you up. Trail runs would be great. That is a point for Retro. Yeah, typos are okay. There's only one game in this. There's only one game we play and it's called Password, where I don't accept typos. Besides that, I'm okay with typos. Typos don't bother me. I'll still go point out for them. Name a good excuse to get out of work Starting with the letter G. Name a good excuse to get out of work. Starting with the letter G. Have a good one, Jaden. Look at the point to Javier for got sick. Give me a second, I have the hiccups. Name a scary movie starting with the letter H. Name a scary movie. The word the doesn't count, by the way. So it can be the blank, and we won't count the word the, so you're fine. Javier got it with Hills Have Eyes. That's what popped in my mind as well when I thought it. I saw that movie when it came out. I think I was 9 years old or something. Name a color starting with the letter T. Teal. That's a point for Retro Frog. You're at 16 points. Name something a poem could be written about, starting with the letter P. Name something a poem could be written about. Okay, Ethan, I guess you could write a poem about P. I will give it to you. Wow, every other person said people, but you said P, and you get the point. Ethan, you're at 2 points. What a weird thing to write a poem about. Name... How do I word it? Name something that would make a bad flavor for candy. Name something that would make a bad candy flavor. Starting with the letter N. Must start with the letter N. No, I can't accept nuts. Way too many things have nuts in them and people love them. Nails. Retro, I'll give it to you there. What is nits? Oh, nits are the eggs that lice come from? Oof. I would have given you the point for that one. Name a dairy product starting with the letter B. Meant the other nut. Ethan, we gotta keep it family friendly, appropriate. Butter, Richard. You will get that. Oh, blue cheese was a good one. Name something that would end a party. Starting with the letter B. Name something that would end a party. Starting with the letter B. Barf. I don't know if barf would end a party. Bulls would definitely end a party. Barf is at so many parties, and like people, that's a. I don't think I've ever seen a party ended by barf, but bulls, I would definitely see bulls ending a party. A big brother could end a party. M&H. Barf is just expected at a lot of them, for adults at least. Name something that could break a human bone, starting with the letter H. Hands could. Hog, a hammer. Hands could definitely break a bone. Yep. Do it right that. Retro, you're getting the point. Where are you? There we are. Hammer could definitely do it. Hog could definitely do it. Name something you should not eat on a diet, starting with the letter D. Dogs. Dog food. There are diets where you could eat dogs if you were on a low-carb diet. Dogs are just protein. You could eat dogs. Dad, you should never eat your dad on any diet plan. I'll give the point to you, M&H. I'm not saying I eat dogs, but that's a normal thing around the world. Dog food? Oh, yeah, I wouldn't eat dog food. Drano. Drano's a good answer, too. There's no diet in the world I'd want to eat Drano on. Name something you're glad can... Name an animal you're glad cannot fly, starting with the letter C. Crocodile. Retro, you get the point for crocodile. What are some of the other answers? Cats. Everybody else just said cats. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm glad cats can't fly too. Ooh, that'd be rough. Name something that would make a bad shampoo, starting with the letter S. Yeah, same, Javier. All right, Ethan, that's a point for you. That would make a very bad shampoo. Salt. Snake, snail, sludge. Snickers. Hey, Johnny Biz. Welcome back. Welcome back, Johnny Biz. Snickers. Imagine showering with a Snickers. Name, oh, I already did that one. Name a way to become a millionaire, starting with the letter A. Name a way to become a millionaire, that you could become a millionaire, starting with the letter A. Applications. I'll give it to you. You can make apps. ATM. Architecture. Aubrey, welcome to the live game show where I host and keep score. You play by commenting. Retro Frog, you're going to get it. Name a red food starting with the letter R. Name a red food starting with the letter R. First person to say a red food starting with the letter R will get a point on the scoreboard. Radish. There's a point for Javier. All right. Continuing on. We're going to move on to blurt. Blurt is where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. The first definition: an animal with a long tail that is related to the mouse. The second definition: a dried plum. Rat would be correct. That is a point for Retro. The second definition repeated, because I don't think anybody got it yet. A dried plum. A raisin is a dried grape. Prune is correct. That is a point for Retro. Richard, you were a close second. Moving on to another round of blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. The first definition: the part of the face or head of humans and animals for breathing and smelling. The second definition: the chair occupied by a king, queen, or other ruler. Nose would be correct. That is a point for Ref Wolf. Man, you guys had that just going in. Oh, I'm sorry. I said Ref Wolf, but I meant Retro Frog. I don't know why I think you guys' names are so close in my mind. You're already seeing the answers. Throne is correct. That is a point for Retro. Oh, Richard, that's a bummer that you're having a bad connection today. Are you not at home? You normally have a pretty good one. We're going to play another round of blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. The first definition: a child of one's aunt or uncle. The second definition: a hill of sand heaped up by the wind. Cousin would be correct. That is a point for Retro. Dune is correct. That is a point for Javier. All right, we're going to move on to Battleship. Do not start guessing until you hear the ding, ding, ding. Oh, that's weird. We're going to move on to Battleship. Do not start guessing until you hear the ding, ding, ding. All right, Battleship is where you guys have to guess where I hid my little battleships. Some of them are small like this. Some of them are bigger and can take 5 hits. The first person to correctly hit this part of the battleship, will get a point on the scoreboard. You guess by pairing a letter with a number. This is a 10 by 10 grid, so the columns are numbered from left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The rows are lettered top to bottom. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. You must pair a letter with a number. For example, you could say A1 or J10. You're allowed as many guesses as you would like. Go ahead and begin. You're allowed as many guesses as you would like until I put done in the comments. Remember, you must be the first person to hit that part of the battleship, and the battleship only resets between streams. So we are continuing from the earlier round. Wow, there's a lot of guesses. We're going to go ahead and stop it right there. I'm going to go ahead and stop it right there. All right, scrolling to the top. Only the first person to hit that part of the ship will get the points. Let's see what we have. G6. Hit. All right, already starting it off good. That is a point for Javier. A1 hit, but it was already a hit. A2 hit, but it was already a hit. A8 miss. A3 hit, but it was already a hit. P2, Ethan, it must be between A and J. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Yeah, sorry, Retro. You just, I think, I can't remember if you were here for the first round or not, but it's the same. I don't know if I explained it earlier, but I reset the battleship between streams, but it stays the same throughout the round. So the ships are in the same spot as the first round, and so are the hits. A4 hit, but it was already a hit. A9 miss. B8 miss. A5 hit, but it was already a hit. C8 hit. That is a point for Javier. J10 miss. A6 miss. A7 miss. D8 miss. A8 miss. B6 miss. A9 miss. 810 is invalid and a miss. E8 miss. A4 hit, but it was already a hit. A10 miss. F8 miss. J8 miss. G8 miss. R7 is invalid. Must be between A and J. B1 miss. H8 miss. V2 is invalid. H8 miss. I8 hit. That is a point for Javier. B4 hit. That is a point for Richard Green. B3 miss. J8 miss. D10 hit, but it was already a hit. F5 miss. B4 hit, but it was already a hit. G5 hit, but it was already a hit. B5 miss. B6 miss. A7 miss. B7 miss. B8 miss. B7 miss. F5 miss. B9 miss. All other answers are below when I said done. Few points were handed out. Sure, we'll play a couple rounds of Guess That Balloon. We're going to play a round of Guess That Balloon. The first person to correctly guess what balloon I am making within 2 guesses will get a point on the scoreboard. You're welcome, Johnny. I do really need to learn more balloons. Easiest one I can make, already done. What is it? You can fight with it. Knights used it. It would go great with a shield. Sword would be correct. That is a point for Retro. I don't think I can make anything faster. Actually, there's one thing I can. Moving on to another round of Guess That Balloon. The first person to correctly guess what I am making will get a point on the scoreboard. And it's done. What is it? Worm is correct. It was not a snake, but it was close, Ethan. That is a point for M&H. Hey, Caesar, welcome back. We have about 10 minutes left in this game show, and we have another one starting about an hour and 15 minutes from now. We have the second one of the night starting an hour and 15 minutes from now. We'll play another round of Guess That Balloon. The first person to correctly guess what I am making will get a point on the scoreboard. And Ethan got it. It was going to be a snake. It was going to be a snake. Ethan, that is another point for you. Good guess. Really need to learn some new ones. All right, we're going to go back to justifiable thoughts. Name something an artist would paint on, starting with the letter B. A board. The retro, you get the point for board. When I read brush, I'm like, no, you paint with a brush. And then I'm like, well, the brush is big enough. You could paint on the brush as well. So I would have given the point for brush. A book, you could paint on a book. All these answers are, I mean, it's paint, actually. You guys just had to said anything that was a physical object and you would have gotten the point because it's paint. You can paint on anything. I mean, it's a good idea. Does not mean it's a good idea, but you can paint on anything, now that I think about it. Name something you should not put in boiling water, starting with the letter I. I could agree with an igloo, because if you want to stay in igloo, you would not put it in boiling water. Retro Frog, you'll get the point there. Name something Give me a name you would use to name your car. Some people name their car. Starting with the letter C. A name you would use to name your car, starting with the letter C. Cat, cake, Carl. That is a point for Ethan for saying cat first. I feel like my hip's gonna pop. Carson. Name something a baby would lose in a fight against, starting with the letter T. A truck. Retro, you're going to get it. A turkey? Yeah, tiger for sure. Truck for sure. A turkey. Man, the turkey probably would win. All right, Retro, you're going to get the point for truck. A Teletubby. Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't know what. All right, you know what? Name something a baby would win a fight against, starting with the letter L. Call me sushi because I'm on a roll. Name something a baby would win in a fight against, starting with the letter L. Land. Line of string. Lint. Ooh, I don't know if I'm gonna give it to land now that I think about it, because I was thinking about it, just thinking out loud here. The land's never gonna move, so it's kind of a draw. But eventually, that baby's gonna grow up and die, and then become absorbed by the land. So I would say the land actually would win. A line of string. Oh no, that kills way too many babies. Lint also makes babies choke and kill them. A lima bean. I think a baby could swallow one lima bean without choking. I'm pretty sure a baby could win a fight against a lima bean. Wow. Babies are fragile. Lint could, yeah, wow, they could just, there's so many things they'd actually lose against. String could just wipe them off. Land, definitely. Land is the king. Land is the king of all. All right, lima bean wins. Or I guess it loses to a baby, but it wins here. M&H, you got it for a lima bean. We got about 3 minutes left, and then the winner will be announced. Name something you do while no one is looking, starting with the letter H. Hum. Give it to you, Javier. Name something you probably wouldn't find in most gyms, starting with the letter G. Jesus starts with a J. And I said G. Ghost. Guns. Garage. I'll give the point to Javier for Ghost. All right. Name something, this is the last round. Name something bigger than your fist, starting with the letter F. A fire truck. Retro Frog, you're going to get the point there. A freezer. And the time is up for the show. I'm going to go ahead and announce the scores, the winner, the new champion. Amongst the former champions who are already in the Hall of Champions, we have Simon D with 13, Javier with 24, M&H with 10, Ref Wolf 6, and Richard Green with 9. Amongst everybody else competing to enter the Hall of Champions, we have Olive 2, Crazy Vlogs 2, Ethan Clow 5. And now, coming in first place with 25 points. Actually, the most points out of anybody on the stream today. Good job would be Retro Frog. Congratulations, you are the new champion. Congratulations, Retro Frog. You have earned your spot on the Hall of Champions. That means if you come back here again, which I hope you do, you will see your name as red amongst the other champions. Johnny, I'm watching my screen. There's a wall behind me. There's nothing behind me. Retro Frog. Johnny, please don't spam the chat. It's important that I can moderate the chat. Johnny, please don't spam the chat. Yeah, that was good. That was good, Ethan. Retro Frog, congratulations. I will be adding your name to the Hall of Champions. He sees ghosts. I'm going to go ahead and update. I think we don't have too many people entering the Hall of Fame so far. We have one more stream today. Retro Frog, you were the 159th person in the Hall of Fame. And you are the 42nd person into the Hall of Champions. All right, I will be back in 1 hour from now. Who's the highest score on the Hall of Fame? Well, the highest score ever would be Javier Goatman has the highest score in one stream is 82 points. 82 points is the highest score in one stream. And it's currently held by Javier Goatman. It used to be displayed here, but I ran out of stuff. Actually, wait a minute. I think I just changed it. But I will be back in about an hour for the second stream of the night, and I do have to cut. I usually hang out and talk for a few minutes after. The next one I'll probably hang out and talk after for a while, unless I decide on doing a third one, which I don't think I will be doing today. But tomorrow and Monday, I should be doing at least 3 to 4 both days. You have a new goal now? Good luck. It's a tough one to beat. Retro Frog, you have only seen a couple of the regulars, and there are some regulars that make this competitive. It is not an easy feat. It's also... Ethan, calm down. Oh, man, that's funny. I'll tell you, there's a few competitors who give him a run for his money. He still holds that top spot, but he's had to take it back a few times. So you grab him and a few of the other champions, and it can be tricky. All right, 1 hour from now, 1 hour from now. I will see you guys in 1 hour for the next stream of the night. Have a good one for now. Thank you guys again.